Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Northern Michigan Mama. In today's video, I wanted to share with you how I stayed organized when we brought baby home. So again, I just wanted to kind of share that our story. I had a premature baby. Mason was born at 33 weeks. We spent 15 days in the NICU. And when we were there, we were used to pretty much staying on a schedule. So I just wanted to share kind of what we did when we came home. So I kind of looked online, on Pinterest for other ideas, and basically it's as simple as making a graph. I'll zoom up on this in a little bit, but I wanted something that could say, what times I breastfed, or if I gave him a bottle. Sometimes I would nurse him and then he might still act hungry, so then I'd kind of top him off with a bottle those first few weeks home. And then I would like to mark when he had wet diapers, when he had poopy diapers, and then I did track kind of when he slept and when I would pump. So that kind of helped because when you're a new mom and you first bring a baby home, time gets away from you. You have no idea, if it's been 2 hours, if it's been 5 hours. It's hard to even remember if you've ate or drank or, if you've even slept. So it was really helpful to have a log so that I could see some of Mason's patterns. But it was really nice. So then the whole maternity leave, kind of the first 12 weeks, I would log from like midnight, until the next day. So for 24 hours, I kind of had logs that I would just put like an X or a check mark. And then it was really nice because when I went back to work, I took 12 weeks off for maternity leave. When I went back to work, I just kind of modified this chart, and it started at like 7 a.m. and ended at 6 p.m. so that when my mom or my mother-in-law would babysit him, they could use kind of the same graph. I just changed it to, bottle, wet diaper, poopy diaper, sleeping, pretty simplified, and they could write notes in there too. So it's kind of similar to like something daycare gives you. So he goes to daycare 2 days a week. And they give me a little log on when they change his diaper and feed him and everything. So it's really helpful to have at home too, at least if you're a list person or type A kind of person, just so you can kind of see patterns. And you can kind of see, like, I have my papers back from May, and it's February, so I have saved a lot of them. I was about to get rid of them, and I thought before I did that I wanted to make a video to share with you and kind of explain how I did it. It's just a quick video, and I will try to figure out how to link an attachment below so that you can also print them for free, of course. It's just a matter of using Excel. You can create your own. You could, delete some of the headers or create your own. But yeah, so I will share those with you now. Here is an example of the very first baby log that I made. So this one was May 4th. This is when we brought Mason home from the NICU. And then I had started this original chart at 8 a.m. and then went through 7:30 a.m. the next day because I kind of thought of that like as my new day, and then the rest were like, throughout the day and then the overnight. And then what I did was kind of when I breastfed, how long. And then the bottle, so afterwards I would try a bottle or sometimes just in between. And this is all measured in milliliters because he was still just drinking a very small amount, and roughly about 30 milliliters per ounce. And then what NeoSure is, so we supplemented when we first brought him home. So it would just be NeoSure that was mixed into the breast milk. And then I accidentally did another column for bottle, mom brain. So just ignore that one. And then I just tracked when he had wet diapers, poopy diapers. I just put an X kind of when he was sleeping. And then I did a check when I was pumping. So I wrote down like how many ounces I pumped. And then I would also write down like which side I nursed from. So I would nurse before I pumped. So that's kind of confusing. But as you can see, this first one was a very detailed, and it looks like he slept a lot. He was pretty much just up to eat. But this was kind of when he was only like, I think probably 16 or 17 days old at this point. So that's what it looked like early on. So that was in May. So here's an example of June. It was a little more simplified, but I just kind of marked when I nursed. I marked if it was the right or the left and right. So like I would start with the left and then go to the right, which I accidentally started with the left again and went to the right. And then otherwise I switched. And then I just marked when I was pumping. I kind of gave up on marking when he was sleeping by this point. But we would kind of do like the eat, play, sleep routine somehow in here. And then I logged the wet and the poopy diapers. So he pooped a lot. When I went back to work after maternity leave, these were the logs that I left for my mom and my mother-in-law. So basically the same thing, starting at 7 a.m., about half-hour increments. They could mark how many ounces he drank, at what time, or, if he had a wet or poopy diaper, if he was sleeping. It was just helpful to know when I got home from work, if he was going to be hungry or maybe he was going to need a nap. Because sometimes, when you see somebody in person, you get carried away talking about other things and then you forget, oh wait, when did he eat last? So here's kind of an example of that. So, he took 3 ounces, 5, 5, 5, 2, kind of spread out. And then he had taken a couple naps. So he has been really wheezing, so we have to do a nebulizer treatment daily. So here, my mother-in-law wrote that he had his nebulizer treatment. So that is good to know. He ate half of his jar of peas, and then it looks like he napped around 4:30 and woke up at 5:15. The other ones aren't as specific, but that's all right. At least I know he got some naps in. So to summarize, I would say that the baby logs were really helpful during my maternity leave, at least during the first 12 weeks, just to make sure that he was eating enough, having enough wet diapers, enough poopy diapers. It just took that stress off for me trying to remember something, because when you're already sleep deprived and tired and trying to think back, to think when it was, sometimes it's hard. So I could just jot it down real quick on a piece of paper. I didn't have to worry about grabbing my phone or using an app and putting any information in there. It was just a really quick, easy way. If my husband was up in the middle of the night or, at some point during the day taking care of him, he could write it down too. Then, you didn't even have to ask. You could just take a quick glance at it. And I could kind of see also, like, looking back, a few days prior and then currently, if he was starting to eat more, you could kind of tell when he was going through a growth spurt, or, when he was doing more cluster feeding. And it also made me feel a little more sane, because I can look at the piece of paper and be like, wow, I was up this many times in the middle of the night feeding him, so I'm not crazy. Other people could see my graph or my chart, I guess, and, see kind of what his patterns were too. So really helpful for at least first-time moms. And then when I went back to work, it was really nice just to see, how he was throughout the day with my mom or my mother-in-law. And we'll probably continue to use it. Just super simple, a matter of a check mark. You can, write in little notes here and there. So I hope that you click on yours and print yours and get some use out of it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up down below too. Thank you. Bye-bye.